Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Ash coming at you for another great video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to look at debt, how to look at your interest rate. If you have a high interest rate, you want to maybe get a funding for your business or whatever the case may be, and you're looking at, geez, the cost of money, man, that could be high, 20%, 18%. Credit card debts are like 18, 19%. They start at. Is it worth it? I mean, on my other videos, you probably see me talk about the assets and liability. If you don't, you can go to my YouTube channel and find that. Okay, and I'll post the link here as well. But anyway, let's look at. I'm going to share my screen with you to show you and analyze, a loan payment. And what's the difference between, let's say, a high interest loan, which could be like for 25% or 20%, versus an interest payment that has an interest rate of, let's say, 5 or 10%. Okay, so let's go, and I'm going to be sharing my screen, and here we go. Let's do this. So as you can see here, I'm going to go to this page. This is a link that I can post on the side here for you. It's a great tool to use to analyze loans or any kind of calculators for businesses. So as you can see here, I just put some numbers here, an amortization calculator. 30,000. Let's say you're getting a loan for 30,000 to maybe run your business or to start it, or you need it for inventory, or you need it for advertising, whatever the case may be. And I'm just using typically what the monthly payments would look like on a $30,000 loan at a 12% interest rate. You can see it's at $430.41. But let's find out if it's worth it. And let's say that you're looking at an opportunity that has a return on your investment from 30,000, you could probably, let's say, make 100,000 a year, starting a business. Let's just give you an example. You could do 100,000 a year, right? That's not bad. I mean, from 30,000 1 year later, you made 100,000. That's more than 3 times the return on investment. But obviously you want to be cost conscious, right? But you also want to be profit minded. And, John Paul Getty said this term is that one of the things that we look at is cost conscious is okay, but it's better to be profit minded. And here's what I mean by that is focus on the generation of revenue or bringing income into your business rather than what is the cost of getting that income. Okay, so here's what I'm going to show you. Let's say the interest rate goes up to 25%. Okay, high interest rate. Yeah, but let's look at the numbers. Now you got this number down, right? It says $430 a month. Just showed you at a 12%, but let's do this at a 25%. Watch what happens. Here we go. Calculate that. Look at that, 682. Okay, so if you look at that number and let's just subtract it from our calculator here. The calculator. Okay, so 640, right? 682. I'm not even going to put the cents minus 640. Okay. That gives us $42. Think about it. Okay, let me just make sure. Okay, so 682 minus 640, and that gives us $42. So $42 a month more you're paying from 25% interest to, let's say, 12%, half of that, right? So let's make sure. Boom. Well, we have to calculate that one more time because I actually subtracted. I'm missing $200 here, obviously. So let's do that again. $640 minus 430. Okay, now watch this. It's a $210 difference. Yeah, that's a good amount, obviously. Okay, so you may want to look at maybe still, if you can't get the loan down to 12% or a little bit maybe below that, you may have to go with a 25% loan. Why would you do that? Well, here's the thing I found out is if you get approved at this rate, just because maybe your credit score is not that high, or the fact that your credit history, whatever the case may be. But when you have your hands on $30,000 in your hands, that's leverage. It's like this. If you were starting your own business, okay, and you made $30,000 in your first or second month, whatever, how would you use that money? You would put it back into your business, revamp your marketing, and grow to the next level, right? So just getting approved for $30,000, even if it's a high interest rate, think about it. You're using that money to make more money. So even if it's $640 versus, let's say, $430, as we showed you, okay, $210 difference, think about this for a second. Let's just say you're able to generate 1,000 to 2,000 a month. What's going to happen in about 3 to 4 months from now? The income you're generating, guess what's happening? Is you can use that to reduce your debt. So you can pile it on and reduce it. So you only need this capital. If it's going to give you a 3-to-1 return in 1 year, in 3 months, or let's say in 4 months, it takes you to make $30,000 in 4 months. Okay. If you made $30,000 in 4 months, okay, guess what? Multiply this number by 4 months. Let's see what it gives us. Okay. $640 times 4 months. You have spent $2,560 on your loan. Okay, these are your financing costs to operate your business, let's say. But let's just say that gave you $30,000 in 4 months. If we take this number minus by 30,000, look at our net profit. 30,000, right? 27,000. Move the minus sign away because it's your positive cash flow now. You made 27,450. Now let's just say you said, you know what? Let's say you got a good credit score and you got 12% instead of 30%. Look at this. Now it's 430. Let's take this number and multiply it in 4 months. What does that give us? So here we go. 430 times 4 months, 1720. Yeah, that's much better. Let's subtract that from our profit that we made. Let's say we told us that we made 30,000 in 4 months. Okay, so multiply that by, subtract that number 1720. I'm going to subtract that by 30,000. Look at our profit. Okay, 28,000. Right. So that's a difference of about $1,000. But here's the kicker, guys. This is tax deductible also. So when you do your taxes, you are actually writing this off. So what if you have to pay an extra 12% more interest only for 4 months? That's the key. If you were going to keep this loan for 10 years, obviously that's not a good idea to take this at 23% or 25%, whatever we wrote here, right? That would be a bad deal. But you only need the money for a few months. This is what most entrepreneurs don't realize. As soon as they see, interest rate, oh my God, 20%, 30%, I'm not going to go for it. But they don't realize that when they have access to capital, that is money to use to generate wealth, generate income. So it's only a short-term deal. You only need the money for a certain period of time because then you're going to be able to pay it off. The biggest problem is that sometimes they don't believe that they can build a business. And that's where the mindset comes, is that's to make sure you're going to do the work, follow through and implement whatever you're doing. So hope this video makes some sense. If you liked it, make sure you give me a thumbs up and share this channel, and look forward to seeing you again. Have a great day.